Yes, good that you're watching to the video on demand of our weekly Assassin's Creed show every Wednesday here on JorRaptor. And as you can see, Fragnard is not here. He sadly catched a cold. He's sick, recovering from playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. Some people just have to fully. They were fully immersed in the game, and then of course after having played, you're kind of in this dark hole. And you can't get out. Some people, that happens to some people. So I hope he's back next week. But luckily, we are joined by Joyce. And
hello.
That's not only because you, of course, work for the channel, but also because you also got to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. So,
yes.
And we've been so busy with all the content and stuff. I just have not been able to ask you about your experience with the game. We've been focused on the stream, of course, on all the videos, on the shorts. We put out a ton of content. Way more content is, of course, coming your way. And I'm curious to hear what you thought of playing the 3 hours, or 4 hours actually, that you got to experience. Before we get into that though, I want to, of course, thank everyone for joining. You guys are early, trying to catch us out. Well,
hello.
Normally, if we go live a minute early every time, that will make up for all the time. So that was a few minutes late. So that's kind of what we want to do. But appreciate everyone joining here. Good to see you, Brock, there as well as a mod. And I overall want to start by asking everyone. It's now been a week since the embargo that a lot of Assassin's Creed Shadows gameplay, of course, appeared on the internet. I'm gonna do a poll, which we like to do here, Joyce. Create a poll to ask people what they think and what their stance currently is on the game. So I have to switch accounts because we have many YouTube channels now. but
I am curious though. I am curious what you guys think of the gameplay so far.
Yeah, me too.
So far.
So why don't you tell everyone what you played? So people, of course, know what I kind of played. It's kind of similar, but your experience is, of course, slightly different because I went to the studio and you, of course, played at home.
Yes, so I played remotely via remote streaming. So obviously I didn't get to catch the full 4K experience. It was, they even sent the footage in 1080p. But when I saw the footage coming in, then I was like, oh, this is so much better. Anyway, so what I played was the same as your did, so the prologue. So I had a little introduction with Naoe and Yasuke, and then we jumped into the open world and basically could do a main quest, side quest, it. My overall opinion about it, I think I'm up for more. I'd left me after those 3 hours. I was like, dang it, I want to play more of this because there's so much things that still are being discovered, things that they locked out. They locked out the photo mode for me, which I was so frustrated about.
I'm happy about that because we would have lost you. You would have been just an hour in the photo mode trying to. So I asked Ubisoft to disable that for only your session. So
sure. No, but I was a little disappointed about that in particular because they said that they updated that from all the previous photo modes that they did for Origins to Valhalla. So I was really curious, okay, what did you guys change? But unfortunately, we were not able to check that out. So yeah, I hope when the review codes are getting here that we get to that point. But besides that, I think I had to get used to the new way of fighting and walking around, especially with Naoe. She's really fast. She can run like crazy, and then the new with parrying and with using all the different new weaponry, like the Kusarigama, for example. That one was really I need to get adjusted to. I mostly played with Naoe. I think I only switched to Yasuke once when I wanted to try out the new fast travel mechanic, because now you can, Euron might have already mentioned this previously, but you can now only if you have if you play Naoe, you can also just fast travel to a point with Yasuke. or vice versa, of course. So I tried that, but besides that, I mostly played now. And I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised. And yeah, again, I'm up for more. You can see more footage now. Oh, this is actually my footage. I recognize
Yeah. This is Joyce playing. So if you got any things that you don't like about it, you notify. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. It's
No,
the
but
same thing that you did for the JorRaptor React. I see. But yeah, it was a nice way of figuring out the new mechanics. Like I love the stealth mechanics for sure. Like being able to in the dark, being able to hide in the shadows and figure out strategies to really, like going into stealthily without raising the alarm or have the new allies coming in. I think I'm actually doing that right now.
yeah, it's coming in to fight and
Yeah, I haven't really tried the safe house mechanic because I was the first one from us to play, so I hadn't really figured out how that worked yet. But yeah, I think overall I'm really surprised by what I've seen. There are still some things that I need to get used to. Like I said, like new weapons. But yeah, I'm up for more.
How did you
For
feel
sure.
about the dodge being on a different button? That was really what caught me off guard at first, because normally, of course, dodge is on square, and now for this game they put it on circle. So yeah, it is different. I was really like, I was like not getting out of the way in my first encounter because I had to get used to the dodge button.
Honestly, it was really easy to get used to, and then because it's funny you mentioned that, and then I jumped into was it Valhalla for
Oh
a
yeah.
video we recently did, and I pressed the buttons that like were used for shadows and like shit, I was so used to shadows already, that I was like, oh, because for me, I don't think I didn't really have a problem with it. But then I jumped into the previous games, like, oh, right, this is now different.
Yeah.
The dodges on the different thing. So that was really awkward when I captured footage for like our videos. But yeah, I am really impressed by the world building, the seasons changing, like just the whole environment has had an upgrade. My opinion, of course. But yeah, I wish there were like more side activities to figure out, but obviously they can't show us everything. They have to leave a few surprises in there. But yeah, I think that's
That's kind of
my
your big your overview so far. Nice.
yeah. So yeah,
We have to, by the way, talk about the armor that you're using here because I've not seen anyone use it. So bravo for finding that. We should probably go back to some like earlier footage to see where you got it. But I love that sort of cape, which of course kind of reminds me of the older games where
Yes.
we could find these too. And we just have not really seen it. And overall, I think the claw physics look really, really great. They also improved that. They said for
they
this
are
game.
they are much better than what they did in Valhalla,
Yeah,
um,
100%.
in my opinion. Do you want me to explain to people where I got it?
Yeah, let's first see Yasuke attempt
I
a leap of
laughed
faith.
out loud because I was just figuring things out, and when he was like yelping like I was like, oh, I'm glad I could.
And a funny thing here, I said it during the recent stream as well. And you see it very shortly in your footage, but the haystack is now gone. So
The haystack is. Oh, you mentioned that in the video.
yeah. So if we go back, oh wait, let's do this. So he destroys it. So if you then go to this viewpoint as Nawe or as Yasuke again, you cannot use the haystack anymore. See, it's gone.
Oh, yeah, it's gone. Oh, that's
So
something I need
that's
to figure.
pretty interesting, and it will be quite annoying if you're not like fully if you did not know about that. But I do think when the seasons change, you can actually it will reappear. So that's nice.
I was gonna say they would renew it like every day, right? Like they would have just put it there. Because you mentioned the seasons change 2.5 hour of game time. Did I?
Yeah.
did I
2.5
catch that
hours
correctly?
of game time is when the seasons
Yeah.
change. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Frankie Boy, of course, who normally hosts the show with me, he already during his stream was like, okay, so I can just leave my console or my game on, and then every 2.5 hours you can have your scouts come back, get resources. So that is, I'm interested to see what if they're gonna do anything about that, because it does mean that just leaving your game on will actually be beneficial without actually having to play the game.
Frankie Boy's most played game, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Make out of that.
But he did not move the controller.
No, exactly. Like, wouldn't it? Yes.
So we had, of course, the poll. Let's see. We have it on Twitch here as well, which is great. Right now, people are mostly feeling amazing about it. So that would be between an 8 and a 10. Great, but not fully convinced is behind that. So amazing is 51%. Great, but not fully convinced is 41%. Some people are feeling, or is it like one person or two people are thinking it's really bad, and 4% is also feeling not great about it. I personally, where would you be? But I will go first. I personally do think that it's good to go in with that great but not fully convinced yet mindset, because I think then you will be more surprised with this game than if you are already like, okay, I'm sure this is going to be amazing. Because that is kind of, I kind of went in with that, and the thing that mostly surprised me was how the sort of, they constantly have been saying, obviously, that you can only use, or that you can play the whole game with one character, and then figuring out that that's really not the case, because if you're playing Yasuke, you are unable to complete some of the locations that you're going to, was kind of a surprise to me. And I also think that some of the, like, I'm not fully convinced by the story yet, and that is also simply because we have not seen a lot from it, but also that, and that's one of the biggest critiques that I've been seeing, and I do sadly agree with that, is that the conversations, especially with Naue, you kind of miss it's a lot more like Star Wars Outlaws than, say, another Assassin's Creed game. Like, if we listen to this, I'm not sure if you can hear it, by the way. I don't think you can.
You're quite fond of him.
Do you not find it odd that you are asked to hide the son of a daimyo?
It is not for me to question such things. I am.
Yeah, you kind of miss the sort of like.
I am sure.
Is it better with the Japanese dub? Have you, because you played the Japanese dub on stream?
Yeah.
When you were in Paris, so.
I think it's way better, to be fair. But then, of course, you have to read the subtitles a lot, and I know not everyone wants that. But that, for me, felt way more like an experience that I want to have. Also, of course, having watched Shogun last year, where, yeah, you kind of got obviously used to them all speaking Japanese or Portuguese, or and that is how this game will do it as well. And I don't know, I think that will save the game, although some people did say, and I did not notice it myself, but that the lip sync might be a bit off when you play in the immersive mode. So when you play with when you play with those Japanese voices. But I
expect them to like update that, to give that like maybe post launch to look at that. Especially because it's a pretty big thing because they have an immersive mode for a reason. They should
for sure
add that and look at the lip sync.
It's of course a huge game though, but I do hope they kind of look at that as well. But I don't know. It's just,
if they can do it for Ghost, then for Ghost of Tsushima, then they can do it for this.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Not even a crow can fly through its doors.
Yeah, I agree. The acting in some ways, I can't hear it, by the way. So stop me if I'm.
Well, let's listen for one more time.
Lay low like the rest of us, and Lord Yukinaga will come through.
Fine. Tell him to pick things up. Our business in Harima remains to be finished.
Hontokuji Temple.
It is like interesting that in this conversation, one is the main character and the other one is the NPC, and I thought the NPC was doing a better job, which kind of interesting. But again, like that is where, like, going back to the great but not fully convinced yet. With that mindset, I do think the game will surprise you, because there are a lot of like big steps up from the previous games that I will also be discussing a lot in main channel videos soon. But like I I could see this going the more Valhalla route versus the Odyssey route, where Valhalla, I think, had some really great narrative moments, but also a lot of narrative stuff where I was like, I'm just gonna skip this. This doesn't like do anything for me and for the overall let's find Sigurd, he's gone sort of narrative that you mostly had in the game. And yeah, well, felt more a bit like filler, and I really hope that Shadows does not have that sort of stuff. We already did learn, though, that the story will be around the 40 hours if you just focus on it, which is already like a huge step up from what we saw in Valhalla, where it was easily 60 to 80 hours, even if you just focus on the story. So, and you played the opening as well. We're, of course, not going to spoil anything, but that I think was promising. So I hope that, like, that's, of course, always with these previews. We are playing the opening, and then, boom, you're thrown into a level 25 save, which is probably 25 hours into the game, easily, I think. So then you are kind of like, okay, I have no connection with these characters whatsoever. So maybe over the course of the game, that changes, which happened for me when playing the Odyssey preview event. I was a little less invested than when I played the full game and really saw all those choices and how they all impacted the overall storylines, etc. But yeah, on the other hand, when I was playing Origins for the first time, I immediately was like, whoa, Bayek is amazing, and I cannot wait to see his story. So there are two sides of the coin, but I still think that could be a thing that is kind of holding Shadows overall back, the narrative. We just have to see more of it, and we also have not seen the big side missions that they say are in the game. Like, we have no mysteries like we had in Valhalla anymore. So we will have, hopefully, the side missions of the same quality as an Odyssey, where you could completely skip them, but then you will miss out on a very cool story in one particular part of the map with choices that impact, and maybe if you like complete that story in the right way, you will have this ally. You can, if you make the wrong choices, also not recruit certain allies, which is huge. So that is very interesting. I think that could hopefully elevate the overall narrative, but we have to wait and see. Overall, though, I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I'm always reserved because I know, okay, now I have to wait 2 months, so I don't want to get too excited. But I really think it's easily, like, if you watch this stream, you will love this game because it is what we wanted and what we've not had for a long time, like a huge open world RPG, Assassin's Creed. It lends way more from Odyssey than I first expected. When we heard about the 2 gear pieces, I was like, oh, are they gonna tone down the RPG mechanics again, just like they did in Valhalla? But no, they seemingly so far have found a nice middle way, where I know not everyone loves the insane RPG depth that Odyssey had. I mean, insane RPG depth for an Assassin's Creed game, obviously, but and Valhalla toned it down like way too much. Like, it was still an RPG in a way, but you could not really mix and match gear pieces or find really cool builds. It just wasn't really there in the game. But I do think that will change with Shadows, and in particular, I think Yasuke can have some really fun playstyles where, hey, maybe you want to be an archer or a stealth archer, or use the rifle with like another weapon that keeps people away from you. So next to the amount of melee combinations he has, so.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the weapons and how people react to them, because that's a thing that I really liked about my PlayStation with Shadows, is that they have so much more detail on, again, like how people react. For example, I had a moment where Naoi pulled out her weapon when she went into town. I think I just like left the mission area, and then this guard was already like, hey, put your weapon away, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. And then she reacted to that. Same with Yasuke. We already saw that like in pre-launch footage where people would bow to him because, you know, he's a samurai, so he's pretty like, you know, sturdy and very like someone to look out for and to be intimidated by. But also like going into a hideout, enemy hideout, and a guard is like, "Hey, don't get over here or go away," and you can actually react to them and be like, "Okay, sure, I can comply," and I'll be like, "Oh no, I'll get out of the way," or I can like pull my weapon and be like, "Yeah, hell no." That's one of the details that I really like. I was like, okay, that's an RP element that I kind of missed from Valhalla.
Yeah,
You know
from
what
any
I mean?
of the games, actually.
Yeah, from any of the games, it gives you a more immersive idea. You know, like you're really into this world of shadows. You know, it's not like I'm going to this hideout. I need to get this. I need to get this thing.
Here somewhere where you
I
go into the.
don't-
I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
I think
the-
it's
yeah,
I think
just before this.
yeah before with the blue version of what I call the Ezio.
Oh, you have multiple versions.
Yes, so I mean I can go over.
Yeah, let's
where I
look at
got
that
these
in a moment. And I
minute.
want to like have your questions, of course, as well for us. So let me know in the chat. I will look at it in a moment. But
Would
let's
love to
first
answer them for you.
look at the thing that you were talking about. I think here you're going inside this camp, and then you will be greeted by this guard here in a moment. I think.
I think I got. I don't remember where it was.
Yeah, it's here.
Oh yeah, it's here. It's here. Yes, yes, yes. So, I mean, the footage speaks for itself, but I really like this kind of detail, where I was like, oh, there's a look button.
Turn around and go now. Do you, by the way, know what happens here? Because he just dies.
I assassinated him.
What? Oh, and you did not see the animation or something?
No, because I turned blood physics off because YouTube is a bastard when it comes to blood physics. So yeah, I just immediately was like, oh, we need to turn this down because they can be pretty heavy, especially with Yasuke, you know, beheading people. It can be pretty intense. But yeah, so this is an example of what I was like, oh, this is actually pretty nice. Maybe with Naoe, not such a great idea because she's a stealth player. You know, mostly focused on stealth, but you know.
I mean, that's the cool part, I think, from playing Naoe, that you can easily be like a pretty cool combat character too. I will actually revisit my preview a bit soon, because of course that preview was based on the 6 hours I played at Ubisoft Quebec. But I also wanna look at the. I also wanna like talk more about Yasuke and where I do see his purpose, because when playing the like the big castle with the 5 bosses as Naoe, that is when I really saw, okay, this is way more challenging than I thought. So this is where Yasuke does have more of a purpose. Where I first thought, okay, why would you even play him? So yeah, I do want to like kind of revisit that point, because I was kind of harsh on Yasuke overall, and I still think most of my points are valid, but I do think that he has more of a purpose than I was first alluding to.
Well, you mentioned like in the previous video, the video that I edited yesterday, the good and bad news one, where they adjusted main quests because of like the characters that you played. We noticed it's from the video from Scale Up. Nice shout out to them. That, for example, there was like a road that was blocked for Yasuke. Remember that one? And then there was for Naoe, there was like this little area that she could like this sort of trap door, which was funny when I played that part, because I played that part myself as well. And Naoe mentioned that when I was on the roof, and I was like, where do you find a trap door? So I had to ask my demoist, like, what is she meaning by that? Because I see no trap door. Anyway, the point is that just the fact that they like changed that sort of part for the main quest because of the character that you played, that's actually pretty nice detail. Because I played our final quest as in what we were allowed to play with Naoe. But the fact that with Yasuke you can go a different route, that's pretty nice. Also for New Game Plus, whenever that will drop.
Yeah, it will have a way bigger impact indeed, for sure. So yeah, it will be interesting, and yeah, that I think Skilp was the only person who actually got to play that mission a second time. Likely because he was really focused on the main story. When I got to that point, I had no time left. So
I mean, they said like they could fast forward you to that particular point, but I was like, I'm going through everything because eventually I will turn up there. And at some point, the game ended, and that was also the end of my playtime. And I asked my demoist, I was like, oh, was this the end? It's just like, yeah, this is the finale. I'm like, oh, okay. So I played through everything.
Yeah. But you could, like, some people could go back though. But let's go to Samayev with the generous super chat here, as always. Thanks for your support.
Thank you.
I've been to Himeji Castle in real life, and I was geeked out when I saw it in game. Even the steep short stairs in game are similar to real life. Wow, did you actually climb that castle then as well? That's awesome. We
That's
actually see
amazing.
now I enter it here, while of course later on in the session that what you were just talking about, you're actually climbing it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it was less of a maze in real life, because I was like
Yeah.
running around in circles in this
Oh,
camp.
me too. I'm glad you're mentioning that, because even like it was dark as well, and I had to ask maybe like, is she mentioning a window? Which window? So
Yeah, and that's also like you're on a timer, so you don't want to like waste too much time
Oh, yeah.
running around. And
I wanted to figure it out myself, but then at some point I was like, yeah, nah, this is not gonna happen. But they let me finish let me finish this mission anyway, because it
Which
was like over
nice.
my
Yeah.
time as well. But yeah, like despite that, I'm glad that there is a guided mode, you know, that we could maybe use to make it.
I don't think that
easier
will
for
help with
ourselves.
this though. Here,
No.
you find the window. There you go.
Yeah.
You found it. But yeah,
Yay.
the stairs. I use them as well during the stream, and like Naue just climbs them very fast, and then Yasuke is like
Yeah.
obviously. So that's another L for him in a way.
I did like this part when I was strategically figuring out, okay, am I going in sword blazing or am I going stealthily? It was really fun to do, and including wearing that outfit.
Did you remove? Did you destroy the light?
I did. I don't know what I did here. Oh, I think I wanted to throw the bell so that they can like go to one of the bells. I forget what the fully is called, the gadget. I wanted to throw it out there, but I threw it. I wanted to throw it like in that corner so they walk away, so I could like take them down one by one. But I think I'm going to do it the easy right now.
He was like very surprised by that. Yeah, this is. So people were asking me, are there bar doors? This is the only one I found, but this is part of a main mission, I think, or like it's not a
Yeah.
find a window, shoot the lock.
I think this was actually where the trapdoor is.
Yeah.
That we had to like go underground. But obviously Yasuke cannot do that. I don't imagine them to fit in that tight space. But yeah, that's my opinion.
We have some questions. So of course, if you have questions, sorry if we did
Yeah.
not like. Yeah, if you can just like put them in the chat again, that would really help, so we don't have to scroll up. But here we have Denny's saying, please tell can Naue slow-mo in mid-air with shurikens. No, I tried it during the stream. I don't
You
think it's
did?
possible.
Oh,
Yep. So I hope they add it, maybe as like a skill later on, because it is in the the cinematic trailer where we
Yeah.
see Naue jump and then throw like 3 shurikens. But I don't think it's possible in the game, because in Mirage it's possible because you can jump and then aim and then you slow down time. And I have not seen that ability in the skill window for Naue yet. Now, I've also not looked at like every skill from Naue myself. We will do a video about that in the future. But yeah, maybe there is a skill that I've not seen yet that allows that. So far though, I've not really seen it. Can you max out our character skill tree? Yes, you can, but it will take a really long time. And what is new is that... Did you, by the way, do any of the open world activities apart from the painting? And we will, by the way, talk about your outfit in a moment, but I want to kind
the
of save that.
temples. I went to the temples. Like I went to pray, and then I got like knowledge points, I think.
Yeah, okay, let's see where that is.
Like it was one of the points where I was like, oh, I need to wait until it gets morning again, because I did see a question. Can you change the time of day? No, you can't.
It will be very annoying. I also saw here Dave saying, okay, clarify season length. People were saying 40 minutes, but then in last night's video you said 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, it is 2 hours 30 minutes, and the day and night cycle is like 50 minutes. So yeah, it will be like night or day for like 25 minutes, it seems. And that's a long time, especially for us, because we want to show gameplay during day.
It feels a bit like our moments with Far Cry.
Yeah. we're going back to
Far
that.
Cry and Star Wars as well. I think with Outlaws we had the same.
Yeah.
We had the same problem. Except that I think there was once a time where you could like switch from planet to planet and then it changed. But I don't know if they fixed that.
No.
Also, this little shrine, I was really surprised by this. Have you tried this before?
I saw one in the castle, so they seem to be like just hidden in the camps, and they can they give like a random buff, which is nice.
Yeah, a temporary buff. You can see it like underneath your little health bar.
Oh yeah.
So there's like a little timer. So I found that interesting, especially for like big enemy hideouts.
Yeah, I'm
if you
curious
find
what we will totally, of course, when the game is out, try and see what the buff actually is, because it doesn't seem to say that in the. Maybe if you go like to the stat menu, you can see it, but
yeah, I think I
we will
don't
have
do
to.
that.
Yeah, no, we will have to wait and see when the game is out. If Ubisoft wants to buy Shadows, they should release a demo for everyone for free. Tony, they never do that, so I don't think that's in their best interest. They'd rather just focus on making the game. I mean, never say never. I think Mirage had a demo or a free trial. Like that's what they usually do. Like
Mirage had a free trial.
yeah,
that's
like
right.
a free trial where you can do the tutorial. I can see them do that for Shadows at some point too, but I don't think that will be part of like their pre-launch plan. Marco's asking if we tried the cannon mode, and I don't think we both.
No, I know it's in there, and I'm actually really curious about it. I was going to, but then I got reminded that you told me to play with Most Naue, so I was like, okay, then let's not do that. But I know it's also, I think, but correct me if I'm wrong, when you do choose cannon mode, because there's one way to do that at the start of a new game. I think they do mention that you cannot change it during your playthrough.
Yeah,
you have
it's
to start a brand new
similar
game.
to like a high difficulty or something. But yeah, it's true. You cannot change it, and what it does is it removes all the choices from the game. So every dialogue option is removed, and yeah, they pick the cannon one, but you can still change character. So it's not that they select the canon character choice. So you only have basically, hey, do you want to play Naue or Yosuke? That's the only choice you still have. Apart from that, there are no dialogue options. And I know for a lot of people that's awesome. I want one of us to play in canon mode, and I think it might be Dennis who's gonna do it. But we have to wait and see. But because I think it's gonna be interesting to do it, to kind of for us to see, okay, what do people like? We of course during guides and stuff want to say, yo, do this, and we want to know what happens if you play in canon mode, because maybe I already have questions right now where I'm like, okay, so there are choices that can cause certain allies to hate you, so they will not join your settlement, so you cannot summon them to help you out. And I'm curious if that means that with the canon mode, you automatically get all the allies. Like, it would suck, of course, if one of the canon options was, yo, you'd never speak to this character again. You will not get them as an ally, right?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I was wondering about that too.
I'm gonna put that in my ever never-ending doc with questions. Maybe I get a chance to answer that.
Yeah. Somebody in Twitch is asking, has the game multiple endings? I think we already covered that.
Yeah, it won't. So basically, there are, like, again, I think it's mostly who's gonna be your ally. So it might be similar to a lot of games, like a Mass Effect or Horizon did it as well, right? Where at the end of the game, before the final boss fight, you had like some NPCs that would join you, but they would only be there if you did their side missions. Maybe it's something like that, where, yeah, everyone will of course help you out, and then the final boss or whatever, the characters you actually befriended or met, because yeah, if they are optional, you can of course skip them as well. I think that is the only. So they basically said there's one ending, but there are multiple ways to get to it. So still, our experience can be different if you put on the dialogue options. But yeah, the end will be the same. And I know many people have also. I had a thought, and now I saw.
Now it's
Yosuke
gone.
do this again.
We'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
Okay, I wanted to put down the question right regarding the canon.
I'll
Can you
let's
lose
see.
allies?
Let's see if there are any more questions. Tarek, will there be any kind of naval combat? No.
Not
don't
at launch,
think
at least.
No.
I don't think they will do it. I mean, if you want to do naval combat, you should play Skull and Bones. Or
Yeah.
wait for the
Wait for the Black Flag
rumored.
remake.
Yeah, exactly. For the rumored one. That,
Is Cassandra going to make an appearance? You know, I wouldn't put it past you, B, to create another crossover story.
of
with
course.
Shadow.
I mean, I think it's more a question of when is she gonna appear. Right?
Yeah. Because, you know, spoiler alert for people who haven't finished Odyssey, Cassandra is immortal. So
I mean,
can
she
be
was in
everywhere.
Valhalla. She was in Valhalla.
Yeah, she
as
was
well.
in Valhalla.
So yeah, that's
But
not really
would
a spoiler.
Odyssey get another another
They-
like little thing? Because it ended like for people who, you know, have never heard of crossover stories before, Odyssey got like an update after so many years with an extra mission where you it's a sort of epilogue, if
I
you
think
will.
everyone watching the stream knows about that, Joyce, because we are in company of the most, of the
You know,
core
just for people
Assassin's
who-
Creed fans. But yeah,
Or a reminder.
a reminder.
um,
Yeah.
But let's. My point here is that that epilogue kind of ended on a note where we're like, okay, what will come after this? I don't think there's any need for something to come after this, except for like maybe a little fun fan service thing. I don't
I
know, what do you
mean,
think?
everything is possible. That's the cool part about it, and people want it, and it's for them a really cool way to maybe if Shadows comes out, and some people that loved Odyssey, they're like, they are like, okay, I'm not sure about Odyssey, and then they see, whoa, Cassandra is in the game. Look, I'm gonna go even further. What if they make her playable
Oh my god.
in Shadows?
What if she is what if she is the undiscovered data? The
What if
third
at one
entry?
point they make a new DLC where you play Cassandra but in Shadows?
Oh my god. I would actually be so excited.
That would be insane. I mean,
Yeah.
they are doing multiple characters. They can, I think, do it. And that would be huge. I think that's way cooler than meeting her. Because you don't want to... I think what they did with Eivor and how they were first fighting and stuff, that's awesome. But you cannot really do that again, I feel. That would be kind of weird. So, I really think and I hope that they go explore more than what we kind of expect from these types of games. Because if they just make a DLC set in Japan about Cassandra going to fight an Izu artifact or whatever, that would be insane. And
Well,
I
it's
think
also
they can do it.
It's also double the work because we obviously now have two characters to worry about, Yasuke and Naoe. I do expect them to meet them both at the same time to get that out of the way. That would be one hell of a cutscene. But you know, they also have different personalities, so I wonder if Cassandra is gonna like approach them in a different way. Because you know, Yasuke is basically like very proud and serious. Naoe as well, but she also, I don't know, she also has like this sort of different kind of purpose, if you know what I mean. Like I wonder if, like, we already saw that if you switch between characters when it comes to the dialogues, Naoe and Yasuke say something different, you know, that they have a different approach to certain characters. So I wonder if Cassandra is going to be the same lines, or she's going to approach it in a different way. And I hope that's going to be the case, but I can also...
Do you mean when they meet Cassandra, or do you mean playing as Cassandra?
Both. Because, you know, Naoe and Yasuke would be in the world as well, right? I don't expect...
I mean,
Cassandra
they could
solo
also
DLC.
be, hey, we're going to Tsushima Island, playing Cassandra.
Oh my god!
I don't know, that would be
That
wild.
is wishful thinking.
And then Jin Sakai is there. Oh no! Died on the beach.
On the beach. They did mention, God... what was
That would
one
be
of the-
insane, like a Jin's. But then we have to go back in time. But with Cassandra, that's possible. That's the cool part, right? They can. I'm now getting way too hyped for something that will probably not happen. But I do think.
If Ubisoft is watching, could you guys give us a clue?
yeah.
Could you guys give us
I
like,
really
a little
hope
eye emoji?
someone who's
Like, are we on
watching
the
is
right
like
track?
knocking on the door now. Guys,
Hello.
I got this amazing idea. Let's do it.
Yeah, but it's also like, what would Cassandra's purpose be? Like you mentioned, like going after another Easter fragment. That should be the most easiest way to get into Shadows.
Yeah.
Like oh, there's no, because they also did it. I saw somebody mention that they also did it in Jade. Well, I mean, they're going to do that in Jade because Jade is still. Where is Jade?
Yeah, Cassandra is in Jade as well. Like, obviously, she's gonna be in this game too.
Yeah, so that would be the easiest approach for Cassandra to like drop as a DLC into Shadows to find another easy.
But yeah, again, I think it's a question of when, especially because this is the Odyssey team that is making this game. Like, they also did the crossover story, so like I would not be surprised if after this they have assemble a team to do something similar. Let's not forget the crossover content was the most successful post-launch thing they ever did for an Assassin's Creed game. It was free, many people joined, and like they are, maybe it's the co-op mode, but they are going to do something big at the end of 2025. Because that's when Christmas is happening. That's when you want another big moment for this game. And yeah, bringing Cassandra back is of course one of the things they can do. But again, I hope they go further and make her like a playable character. And even if it's only in that DLC, and that you can then bring her to the open world as well, that would be awesome. Although maybe that's a bit too complicated. But having this contained area with just her, I think would be really, really cool. But let's move on from that because that's just hypothetical. Let's focus on what we actually have in front of us here. Somaya with another super chat. I'm glad they added canon mode. If I knew Cassandra was canon, I would not have played Odyssey as Alexios. Now it's weird for me whenever she reappears. I agree, and you had that as well, right? You played that extra free content that they added in Odyssey with Alexios.
Yes.
And then you also had Alexios go to Egypt and get the Hidden Blade or something, right?
Yeah.
That's
and
so
then
weird.
they had like this little cutscene where like play the DLC in Valhalla as well, and then they showed Cassandra at the end, and I was like, oh okay, well this is an anticlimax for people who have played Alexios. Look, I know he's not canon, and we have a really funny video where the actors are like basically throwing that at your face. I think it was very great playing Alexios, in Odyssey, but yeah, the fact that Cassandra became canon is a little weird indeed. Like I had a really weird experience playing that DLC, knowing that it was fun, but that's it. Like we're not gonna see any more things about with Alexios.
Oh, he's dead.
He's
Or he's chilling on your ship, depending on which.
He's dead or you rescued him.
Yeah.
I rescued, in my case, Cassandra. Or Demos, as they were called.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the little shrine that I.
Or
meant.
what if Cassandra becomes an ally?
Like what they did in Odyssey with the allies on your ship.
Yeah, but then like an ally. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be.
They put them in Yui Connect.
It would be kind of weird though, Yasuke being like, "Yo, Cassandra, you work for me now." But still, I don't know.
No, but wait. Okay. Let's go down this road.
No. I don't know if we should.
I have one thing. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, add one
You
thing.
you can talk to your allies in your hideout, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you can talk to Cassandra in your hideout. Like she has more to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
about
but-
what she's doing here.
So they're gonna
I
do
see
they're gonna do
options.
the DLC where you either play Cassandra or meet her, and then she will come into your hideout. I think.
I see options. That's
Like
That's all I was
after
gonna
you
say.
finish that DLC or that content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's actually go back to what we know.
Yeah. Because we have way more questions. Let's do some quick ones. Jade is coming this summer, right? We don't know when Jade is coming, sadly, but everything got pushed, of course, with Shadows as well. I have said it, I think, during the Monday stream, and maybe I'm not sure when. We do a lot of streams and stuff now, but that I think it's kind of wild that I think they should make a console PC like AAA version of Jade, because with what Wukong showed, people in China love a game set in their world. So if they can, because Jade actually has way more mythical elements than Shadows, at launch at least. So I think that, yeah, I'm not sure if maybe when they started they wanted to go free-to-play gacha mechanics. I'm just not sure if that's gonna work anymore. While I do think if they make this game like a fully fledged, it already seems fully fledged. So if they make it like a $60 or $50 game that you can also play on console, I think that might be the way forward. But when we have more info on Jade, because I'm still excited for it, especially because it's quite different from Shadows, even though they're both RPGs, we will of course let you know here. Let's see. Do you think the Yasuke gameplay will be reworked because of the critics? Benjamin asks. I think that is mostly in regards to if we think that he will. Oh, here, that's why you still had the blood on.
This is where I was like, oh, that's a lot of blood. Let's turn that off.
Yeah, very good. No, but of course with Yasuke the thing really is, and I can like quickly go to some Yasuke gameplay here. Let's do that actually.
Yeah, you could actually do that.
Yeah, we get some you get some Yasuke. Oh, now you're gone. Oh, there you are.
Anthony, thank you for the $2 donation. Thank you.
I think actually okay. Yep. This is crazy, by the way. Boom. But
I love that, by the way.
I don't know. What I think, and again, so we're working on a news video first, and then after that, I will work on a video with things that I hope they realistically change before or add, either at launch or like afterwards. And one of those things is, to kind of spoil one point, I kind of mentioned it in the preview as well. I want to know before going into a location or looking at a viewpoint if Yasuke can reach it or not. Because I don't like, especially when you start playing a game, so maybe there are no clear clues right now if you can complete a location with Yasuke without having to search for all the options. So one of the examples is there's this location, it has 2 collectibles, one of them you can find, the other one you see the glow of where you have to go, and it's on top of a roof. And it's so you can walk in the building, you're like looking around, where is the stairs? Are there any stairs? And you're like, am I stupid? Am I not seeing it? Again, we only like played the game for a few hours, so then you don't really know all the clues the game usually gives or what you should be looking out for. So that was totally a part of it, but I still think it will be, especially for people who don't really play a lot of games, very hard to understand that you cannot get to that collectible with Yasuke, especially because you heard that almost everything can be done with either character. And yeah, that was like, if even in this small region in the demo, there were already 2 crucial things, a viewpoint and a location that you wanna get complete, that Yasuke cannot do. How many more of them will be in the game? A lot. And I would argue... Sorry?
Maybe a voice line or something. Like,
I mean, they had a voice line.
Now I look at
they had a voice line for that, but I still think a way easier way would be an icon. Like a Naue icon. So like a face of her next to the location, and then also you get like a pop-up saying every time you see this icon, it means only Naue can complete the location. That's all I need, and then I know, okay, I'm not gonna enter this location with Yasuke. I'm gonna do it with Naue because I don't wanna be running around for 5 minutes or longer trying to figure out if I can get to something, and it was never possible. So that is one of the things I hope they add, like a small icon that kind of reveals that, right? So because I really think, and that is, I think overall the dual protagonist system, and that's what I kind of said, is gonna be for the best. But I do think it will mean that you will at one point, especially with these types of games, because they're so big, you at one point you want to cut corners a bit. You want to, if you're like a completionist, or even if you just want to get through the game, you don't want to hold yourself back. And I think that really means that you should play Naue most of the time. And I hope they would have made it so that, you can be just as fast with both characters. Obviously, Yasuke is like slower, so it makes sense that he is slower, but give him other benefits for exploration. He can barge through the wall, and now he has to find a way around. Something like that would have been nice, but they don't really have that. They only have these doors that you kind of see in a castle like this, and now he can just grapple hook, and then like you don't really save a lot of time with Yasuke for any of the things you do in the game, but you do lose a lot of time when playing him. So I really think it will be, many of the tips and tricks videos will be like, yo, play Naue. And yeah, maybe if you get stuck at a boss fight, or there's like a particular boss in the open world, like a special samurai, you go play Yasuke for that. I really think there will be that, it will be very clear, okay, this is the Yasuke sort of objective that you have to do, this is the Naue one. And I wish it would be more like a gray area where you could pick Naue, then you have this and this and this benefit, or you could play Yasuke, then you have this and this and this benefit, whatever you like. But I don't think that will be the case. I think it will be very clear from moment one, where it's like, and especially like here, I'm fighting like these tough enemies.
I
with
love
Naue.
this animation, by the way. That was
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah. You can like hold. There's so much depth in the combat, which is amazing, and I really think it will be so fun to figure that all out. And yeah, going back, like going for Circle, I do think that is where the dual protagonist system will shine a lot. You will, if you play this game a lot with Naue, you love it, and you're like, okay, I've now played 60 hours, that's insane, and can't wait for more content. But I never really played Yasuke, and then you switch to Yasuke, like, I'm have to relearn the game again. I now have to think of completely different combos, of new abilities that I was not aware of before, and I think that will really help the longevity of the game and the replayability. But yeah, just playing through the game, I think it will be very clear. Naue is exploration. Of course, if you want to play stealth, you should pick her too. And Yasuke, if you're like against the boss, or if you're surrounded by everyone and the game will be like, oh, do you want to play Naue, Yasuke? Go for Yasuke, but apart from that, I think Naue is the character you wanna pick. Although again,
Or the
I
bow
will
challenges.
Yeah, I mean there
Challenges with the bow where you
there
need-
are like 2 open world activities that are exclusive to both characters. So obviously you have to change that. What I'm really curious about to kind of end this subject, there are exclusive missions for Yasuke and there are exclusive missions for Naue. I'm really curious to see what the exclusive missions for Yasuke will be, because they made that mission thinking about like only Yasuke can do this. So I'm really curious how they are approaching the world design, the level design, the combat encounters in missions like that. Because then I think we will see how this could have also worked if Yasuke got more world created for him. Because right now, it really feels like this game is made for Naue. And Yasuke is just there too because he is a samurai, and you want to have a samurai in this game as well. So that's kind of my overall thoughts on the dual protagonist system, which again I think overall will be for the best. But
Yeah, well, we did see that like there are particular, because there was this like icon for Naue in the what's the menu again with all the quests? The quest menu,
the objectives menu.
Yeah, the objectives menu. You did see like a little icon for Naue, so I expect also one for Yasuke, where you can basically see.
Yeah, 100%. They already said that. So Jonathan, the creative director, said, okay, it will be like 40 hours to get through the main story, but the exclusive missions for each character, they are separate. So even if you just focus on the main story, you will still miss a lot of story and background and stuff like that for if you don't engage with the exclusive missions for both characters, which is very exciting. So Anthony, thanks for your donation. Please tell me the enemy scaling can be turned off. It is these are the Odyssey developers. I don't think they have that. Like, I don't think Odyssey lets you turn off the enemy scaling, right? Only Valhalla added it post-launch. I don't
They
think
had
Odyssey...
a combat option, like where you could turn some things down. I just forget. I have been through it a little bit because I wanted to see how many difficulties there were. But I'm not really sure if it was 4 difficulties. Yes.
I put it in my everlasting questions doc. So when I get the chance, another.
They do have a guaranteed assassination mode. They do have
Yeah,
that
of
in
course.
there.
Yeah, that is nice. But so yeah, but and what will happen? Like, I think in Odyssey, correct me if I'm wrong, did everything just scale to your level all the time.
Wow.
In Valhalla, what they did is that it depended on your difficulty. So so you could like even change the difficulty separately for enemy scaling. But if you were on normal, so yeah, you could basically say, okay, I want everything to just scale to my level. I want everything to be higher than my level. So then all the enemies were skull enemies, something that I mostly played with in Valhalla, because then you had more of a challenge. But yeah, we're still able to take these enemies out. Or you could also do no enemy scaling. So then especially later on in the game, all the sort of, regions you went to were more than 50 power level below you. So super easy to kill. What they're doing now, at least, is that it does seem in place already that the difficulty impacts the enemy scaling. Meaning that if you play on normal, which we did during the stream and our footage, you will still see regions that are lower level. So the ones you get to earlier in the game were 23, while I was 25. But the regions that are later on in the game, they were higher level. So they were 4 levels or so above me. So there will be some sort of scaling where you will still be able to out-level some regions. Because that's, I think, mostly where the question is coming from. You want to feel more powerful. You don't want to, raise in level and then everyone else raises in level too. And then you don't really feel more powerful than what you were 10 hours ago. So I do think they still have that in place. But, it will not be as if the enemy scaling is off. I don't know if you can turn it off though. But maybe they will give us, just like Valhalla, a separate way to tweak the enemy scaling. I think that is possible that they could do that. So Maya, I love Sekiro. How does the parrying feel? I'll play on hard difficulty with stealth combat and exploration. So hard in this game is actually called expert, but I think it is the same. But how does the parrying feel, Joshua? You mostly played Naue, and Naue of course has the deflect, and you're, I know, not the biggest fan of a parry system, but
No,
did you try it out, or?
Yes, I did, because I was curious about if I would get the windows right. Because you have 2 sort of attacks that you could parry. I believe there's like with the sort of blue star effect. I forgot how we called it. But you have like a blue and a red dot that like see what kind of attack you're going for, and you can all parry them except that the red one is obviously more, they deal more, they still deal damage to you if you parry them. But I have tried it because I was really curious about it, and yes, I'm known for more I'm known for like more the dodge approach. Like I will still do that. I will still try to like dodge every like big red attack, but I really like the what they did with the parrying here, because they can kind of give you a sort of reward for like stunning the enemy when you hit all the buttons right, like hit the if they had like a sort of rhythm, like they do it like 3 times, like the blue light thingies, and then you hit them all right, and you stagger the enemy. It's actually something that could like be very helpful in my combat. So yes, I think this is one of the rare games where I'm like, yeah, I would like to try some parrying. Sure. Same with, I think, Ghost, and there was another game, but I forgot. There was another game where parrying was, I think
Stellar Blade?
Oh, Stellar Blade, yes. Stellar Blade.
Yeah,
yes. But Stellar Blade, I was also like, I want to parry because that looks so cool and whatever, and So yeah. I think the parrying feels pretty good. But what about you? What do you think about it?
Yeah, no, I was really surprised by that. Usually that is one of those things that will feel more polished when the game is out. But I watched my Valhalla preview before for playing this, and I remember saying that it took quite some time to get used to the Valhalla combat after having played a lot of Odyssey. And for Shadows, it did not really feel that way. It was mostly the dodge button that they changed that I had to get used to. But because everything worked so well, and I could very easily parry, and yeah, the feedback was great, especially when hitting the weapon against an enemy. And yeah, you feel with the armor that it's a bit heavier, but then the moment you break that armor, which already feels great, you can more easily hit them, and that impact felt different too. So I think it's really great. Obviously Sekiro is like, it's more a rhythm game and it's so satisfying and ping ping ping. It's not like that, but of course in Shadows they have multiple weapons and 2 different characters, and I do think I never had the feeling where, oh, I think I pressed the parry button and then the game did not do it. So I was way more than a Valhalla, which they also said, and I really feel that is the case. You're way more reading the enemy than in Valhalla, where in Valhalla you're way more blasting through enemies, and that's kind of the Viking aggressive way, obviously, and using your abilities way more often and just steamrolling everyone. And obviously, kind of sometimes if you're fighting a big guy with like one of the brutes, that would like block a lot of your attacks. But in Shadows, way more enemies will just like constantly block you, and then you have to kind of retreat and watch for what they are going to do. And if they're, like you said, are going to do one of those flurry attacks with the blue glow, then
Yeah, that was it.
yeah, you have to like parry them, and if you don't do that, they will just keep going with that attack. So you're kind of forced to do it that way, and I think that will be really fun. But we have not had so far. I mean, the final boss of the demo was very easy, but that's also maybe because they gave us way too powerful weapons. But I do wonder, like, I want to have that more. We know kind of that there are duels in the game, hopefully against like powerful bosses in the open world as well. Like, I do hope that we get those tales in like Ghost of Tsushima. You had these like mythic tales, right, that all ended in a 1v1 duel. I do hope we get that in Shadows 2, where you really have to pay attention, otherwise you're just dead. So
I mean, have you Till, how far did you get into like the main quest? Like at some point you had to you were running after that naked guy, right? Or that almost naked
no,
guy.
I finished the quest. I just had to skip one part because I was out of time. So at one point,
So you did fight the shinobi, right?
yeah, like you mean just these types of enemies?
No, there was like one particular lady that I played in my playthrough, that was part of the main mission.
Oh, I butchered her like in 3 hits.
Okay.
This one.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Okay, so
I was not like, I was still trying to like get adjusted to it, but were you playing Naoe or were you playing
I was
Yasuke?
playing Yasuke and
Yeah, okay, with Naoe it was a different situation.
wait, maybe I can like show it. Wait, we're now looking at the premiere. I'm gonna like show how I did that.
Yeah, well, if you don't mean those kind of those kind of like duels, then yeah.
Let's see where she is. But yeah, again, but that is kind of like, yeah, if you pick Yasuke there, then you totally have the advantage there. Let's see.
Oh god, is there lag online or is that just us?
No, it's your screen. Oh, it is. Well, it is us. I think because I'm in Premiere.
Oh, sorry, no lag for you, right?
Now I want to show me against that lady.
Editing software can be very heavy, guys.
Yeah, here. Yeah,
Let's see
yeah.
if they're already. Oh, you got it.
Okay. We are good again, right? Lagging yours. Sorry.
Sorry.
Let me know if it's lagging again, but okay, it's too laggy, I think. It's like 4K
You got 4K footage, man.
Yeah. No, I think we have to not do this. I will show it another time.
Yeah, but like my point was more like, do you mean those kind of duels?
Yeah, I mean, but I want them to be more challenging.
Sure. Yeah, maybe like on the bulletin board, like that with Odyssey.
Yeah. No, there will be a lot of like objective board enemies that we can take out. I'm mostly really excited about that, like the objective board and kind of filling that up and having the yeah. It's not lagging now, no. Diptash, see you
It's a
later.
little
Thanks
slow
for
for me.
joining. Let's do something that we always do. And I should have prepared you for this, Joyce.
Uh-oh.
At the end of every episode, we make a prediction.
Oh, we didn't go over the gear, but okay, sure.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, you're right.
It's
okay.
a quick topic, guys, but I could show
Let's
you guys what.
show you where that gear is.
Okay,
So you don't have it
oh,
yet
God.
here. You don't have it yet here.
No, I think I went to the town.
Or is this my footage?
No, this is mine because it says Joyce plays shadows.
Oh yeah, that's true. That
I
is you.
think I did.
Oh, here.
Yeah, I already have it here, but it should be
We found
because I did this whole city exploration thing. But I think it's before this. I think.
it. Yeah, you bought it
Because
here, I
already
think.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm going over. Yeah, I'm going over them here.
Okay, so you bought them earlier. Ghost Walker, by the way.
Yeah, what did they? Okay, so I was looking around in the cities. Here is this.
Yeah.
So at the merchant, you have. Oh, I just bought them. I just have to go back.
We will get there. We will
the
get there.
musician. Okay, so there is a gear vendor in. There was a gear vendor in this playthrough, and you can buy the different outfits there. I wasn't able to try out transmog, unfortunately, so I just put them. It is in the game. It wasn't just in this demo. But I just put them on. They have different perks as well, but they also have different designs. So yeah, if we go here, let's see the shop. I hope our faces might be blocking it. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I was also intrigued by this. They have 4 types of merchants, which is interesting. I want to find those out in a way.
Yeah. I saw some other people who were able to go to the ornament.
Yeah. You mentioned that. Yeah, so they have the different weaponry. But what I was most curious about. Oh yeah, I was so slow because I was going over everything.
Yeah, but okay, there we go.
Yeah, so here's the different kind of headgear that they have. And then these are the Ghostwalker robes were the ones that with the little Ezio.
Onryo.
Or I guess the Onryo.
What?
Onryo.
You restore health? You got some interesting perks there too. We're gonna walk. There's so much content to still make, but we're gonna do everything, of course.
Yeah, but here is where I bought the cool Ezio inspired outfit with the cape.
You did not equip it until later.
Here I did. I did it for the next mission.
So there's that, of course, that objective board that.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I think I went. Yeah, okay, I got it here. Oh, I love the design as well. I hope that eventually when you. I don't think they would do that with what they did with Odyssey, where you had different types of the same outfit, but when you upgraded them. Or you had I don't know how they did again. They had a gold version at some point, with some outfit pieces.
How it worked, and they're it's the same here. So they basically, from what I heard or what the developers told me, is that they basically have a couple of legendary outfits again per character, and
I think I'm gonna do it here. Yep.
They also have green, blue, and purple. So. What they did in Odyssey and what they seemingly did here as well is that they made different versions of that legendary gear for that you can find earlier, but that the legendary version will likely be the coolest looking variant, but it will still be that the green, blue, and purple gear seems to be different versions, less probably not as cool versions as the legendary gear you can find. So I do think there is gonna be a Ghost Walker legendary set, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That will likely look even cooler. But yeah, this is already really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And do you look at the other one as well, the red one?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm actually gonna wear it now, but I'm not really sure if I'm gonna.
Come on, Joyce. Press
up,
left. Press left on the D-pad. Oh, we're
Maybe I was-
blocking the screen.
Oh, maybe I was writing something at the time.
I think you were.
I think I might
Writing
have been,
things
writing
down.
some notes. Yeah, because I always have I wanted to type, but Why?
Oh no!
Oh, come on, I'm at...
Oh,
right.
okay, yeah,
was
I get what, I
visualizing,
see what
okay.
you're doing.
Oh, it
here.
is clipping a little bit through.
Yeah, we're used to that. We're used to that.
Oops.
It's
okay.
not too bad.
Am I finally going to show like the...
Oh!
There we go.
Oh, damn.
Restore 2% health on the dodge, it says.
That's insane. That's OP.
It's 2%. I don't even know how much that is going to be.
But on a dodge, is it like... You probably tried it, right? You equipped this, right? I now want to see this.
I equipped it, but I did not pay too much attention.
Yeah, but we're gonna pay attention now, Joyce. Okay, this is it, right?
Oh my god. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, we're get in the fight.
Yeah, but
Where's
then I
your
have to
health?
get hit. I have to get hit as well. I
Oh,
don't know if I can...
yeah, you got it.
Okay, I'm gonna die.
Dodge.
I don't know if I am. Am I gonna die?
You are totally gonna do. I'm curious, like if it has to be like an actual dodge, or if you can like just dodge, and then get 2%. Okay, you got another character over there. You're gonna dodge. I feel it.
Am I gonna?
Oh,
Oh.
you get hit. Come on, dodge.
Come on, I need to dodge.
Come on, yeah. Okay. It has to be like an actual dodge.
Well, I don't see any.
Yeah,
I don't see any health getting increased. I'm running away.
It looks awesome though. It looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it does seem like you have to actually dodge an enemy attack, and then 2% is not a lot. But I do think it is a perk that can increase. So you now got it on like blue gear, and I do think what they did, and we're getting very in the weeds right now. And I see a lot of like donations, so we will get to them. So Maya,
Thank you.
Marwin, and a gaming with
Sashank.
gaming with Sash.
Sashank. Thank you.
Sashank. Okay, I can't fully, for some reason, not fully see.
That was in Dutch.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
Sashank, yeah. We'll get to those in a second. But what will likely happen is that green gear can go up to 2%, blue gear can go up to 4 or 6 maybe, and then purple can go up to 8. But you still have to be lucky. So it can be that when I find this gear piece that you have, and it's also like blue, that I have a higher percentage than you. So it still has that kind of Odyssey, let's go grind or let's find the best roll on a gear piece, which is, I think, exciting, but you now only have to get it for 2 gear pieces. So, but yeah, that does mean that getting heal on a dodge is pretty good. Although it's, of course, one of the 4 perks. Oh, did it not work?
I'm not really like.
Or maybe
the
the 2% is
chance. Maybe it's a 2% chance, or
Nah.
it's really it's
No,
like
it is
a
like
low.
get 2% on a dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're going.
Okay, let's go to the. So Maya, I saw your Shadow stream, and I know you were playing on easy mode. Your alter ego Jordan is better at video games.
Oh, restore 2% health on a dodge. Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So Maya, who says that I was playing during the stream? Did you see my hands? What if it was someone else, and I was just there?
Couldn't be me.
It could just be pre-recorded.
It was
Maybe
Jonathan.
it was not real. Think about that. Think about that.
It was Jonathan. Jonathan was just underneath. Hello.
Marwin, love your work, Jor. Too bad we might not see legacy outfits, but crossing my fingers. Yeah, Marwin, I think at launch we won't see the legacy outfits. They were kind of... Usually, if they have something planned, they are not acting... I mean, I wouldn't say they were acting surprised, but they did not have an answer prepared for that, where with other answers they were like, yeah, obviously we have it. And yeah, it's similar to Odyssey. Odyssey also did not have legacy outfits until much later. The Ezio outfit we got was like 5 pieces as well. So it's interesting, like Montreal, Origins, Valhalla, they have legacy outfits like ready to go immediately. Yeah, but that's not the case with the Quebec team. So I'm sure they will add it later on. And I mean, I don't need them at launch because I think it's cool to first focus on getting the other gear and kind of rocking that before we then later get the legacy outfits. And I hope it's gonna be similar to what they did with like the Basim outfit and the Basim sword. That they did like this community challenge. Do you remember that, Joyce? Where we had to like kill like or we had to assassinate or something like that. A lot of people, like a million or something, everyone like playing the game, and we had that in like an hour, and then the outfit unlocked. So I hope they do stuff like that again. Okay, and then gaming with the
Sashank.
Sorry. The game has turned the tide for Assassin's Creed Legacy. This is so important for fans of this series. Appreciate your first super chat there. And let's hope that it all works out well. Joyce, do you have a prediction? You had some time to think about it.
Oh, come on. How should we be talking about it? Prediction as in
something that will happen at the launch of the game. That we can test at the launch of the game. And Fragnar texted me. He really hopes you get a good one because he might be behind. Or
what else? What do we already have?
A lot of things. I will say if we already have it, so you can just think of something.
Something that we could test at launch.
Yeah, so it cannot be they will add this post-launch like that we don't know.
That we don't know.
For example, one of my predictions was a while back. Let's see, Frankie Boy actually.
I should have gotten that dog beforehand. Dang it!
I know. Sorry, it's my fault, but I'm sure you will figure out something. We enter the assassin door from the trailer in the first third of the main story, said Stefan. And I said there will be a progression for each ally, and there will be multiple abilities, and you will have to choose the abilities to have them on them. Which is, we already know the answers to both of them. Smoke bomb ability upgrade will be available, so enemies don't go out anymore, says Fragnard. And I said the tournament enemies can be repeated, and there will be some sort of score at the end of the fights.
I think there will be an achievement or a trophy for letting Yasuke do a leap of faith.
Ooh, okay. That is a good one.
Fragnar, you're proud of me?
I do think he's like, I think he's like in bed, like super ill. He's like, yeah. Good one.
Yeah, ganz gut.
Ganz gut. Ganz geil, ja, wohl. Okay, now I had some time to think about mine.
I hope I didn't butcher your the German language. Apologies. I'm sure they will. Anyway,
I already do that enough, so don't worry about that. We of course like normally when we do the predictions, we had way less info on the game, and now I know way more. Obviously, for me it will be. Let's see, maybe one of the questions.
I think I see one that will be in. I don't know if they already mentioned this before.
Okay, I think, and you have to like say if you agree with this or not.
Okay.
Random guy, by the way, says can't wait for you to show the futuristic Helix store sets. I can't wait either. I hope we get like Iron Man again, or
oh god,
Captain America. Well, that would be weird though. There's no shield. Let's see, Chang-Chi.
Oh, good choice.
I mean, why not? That's actually a good choice. I'm surprised by myself, by my own ideas.
Oh
no,
god,
I'm saying. Oh, what?
Imagine remember in Odyssey we had like an oiled version of that. There was this mission where you had to like.
Was the Olympics?
Yes. And
no, you had like the bear. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I imagine that one in Shadows. Anyway.
Like my prediction is. So if you select the cannon mode in the game, you will not lose any of the allies.
Yeah, that's a bold move.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
I mean, it's something that you have been wondering about, so it's kind of a, if you have an opportunity again to ask in an interview and you will get it, and then it was like, oh, too bad.
Yeah, so to give more context to people who joined, there is the cannon mode in the game you selected at the start, and then all the dialogue choices disappear. But we know there will be allies you meet in the game, and some will be optional, so you have to look for them. When you find them, though, you make choices. And based on those choices, the ally decides, do I want to join your settlement or not? But if they don't join your settlement, you also cannot... you cannot summon them. So there are 6 of these allies in the game, but it is possible that you only get 4. What I'm saying is that if you select the canon mode, where dialogue choices are gone, you will always get the 6 allies. Okay?
I think that's a good one. I just wonder if like the allies that you see like on the poster, like on the artwork, if they're also like allies or just like main characters that you meet over in the game, like the little.
I think
kid, for
they're
example.
a difference. We already know who all the allies are, Joyce. I will show you a picture after the stream. I can't show it on stream. No, it has leaked. I can like say that.
Oh my god!
Like I think if you want to watch it, Andy Reloads has it in his video, so you can like check that.
Oh, Andy,
Okay. Then we do some few super chats before we get out of here. Hope it portrays the great legacy of the samurai. So hyped after watching Shogun. Did you watch Shogun, by the way, Joyce?
I started watching it, so I'm
That's
only like 2
not the right
episodes in.
answer. You have to watch it. Okay. No, but
Wait.
seriously, it's really good. It's really good. It's the best show.
I'm 2 episodes in. What do you want me to say?
When did you start?
A while ago. like it was. Yeah, sorry. This is the part where like, you know, you start with something and then something else comes along and you forget about that show.
And
you're like,
how
oh,
many
I know,
episodes
so-
of Emily in Paris did you watch in between that time?
Everything, every single one of them. in
What
one
is going
go.
on? What is going?
It's such a. Let's not talk about Emily in Paris. Let's not.
We have C saying it's winter, best time to binge. So you have no excuse. Next week you're on the show. You're gonna give us the full synopsis of the Shogun TV show.
You're not there, so no.
You're right. Yeah, I won't be here, but Joyce will be taking over next week. So yeah, be kind and be nice. And 6th Street Photo with the donation as well is saying, oh, quick question. Now Shadows is around the corner. Will Ubisoft be selling merch? Is water wet?
They'll be selling merch for sure.
Of course. They'll be it's something dry.
Are they already selling them?
I think they're already selling merch. I think you're not looking hard enough. 6th Street
They have like a
Photographer.
merch store. They have like a
They
whole,
probably are selling merch. I actually got a hoodie. that I-
You got that really cool one with the cherry blossom. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
Joyce.
No.
I have no room for hoodies anymore, and I don't even wear a lot of hoodies. They have the most insane bomber jackets I've ever seen.
Bomber jackets.
Yeah, with like shadows on it. It's awesome.
Why didn't you get that one?
I don't know. No, but I don't think they're for us. But yeah, again, like they have a lot of cool merch. I think the hoodie is great, but I don't know. I just rarely use hoodies. But I overall am a fan of the Shadows merch because it's red, so that's always a +1 for me.
Yeah. There's
Then we
always a
have
merch No, I was looking like there's always a merch store, but I can't seem to find it right now. But
they're selling Naoe's Hidden Blade already. Yeah, you can already get Naoe's Hidden Blade.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, let's continue.
So you can actually give Yasuke the Hidden Blade too if you play with the Hidden Blade on and then play Yasuke.
Fair enough.
We have here Muslim saying, will AC Shadows have a Kurosawa mode? Is that like a filter or something? Oh yeah, it's like the what Ghost of Tsushima had as well.
Ghosted.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think they will have it, but I think that is what the filter is, right? So every time you take out a special target or do an ability, you kind of get that sort of movie black and white with red mode. So
Yeah.
I think that is probably what they were like, okay, we're gonna do it like that. But never say never. Like maybe if a lot of people ask about it, they will add it. Maybe there is one in the photo mode. I could see like a filter for that in the photo mode, for sure.
I will check that out once we get the chance, obviously.
And then we have Coel as well. Will there be any more events where people can publicly show themselves playing the game before launch? Not that we know of, but I'm not sure if there are like any events, like physical events. I don't know. I don't think they've announced that yet. Of course, with the new delay, they pushed things as well. So, of course, if there is another opportunity for me to stream the game or to make videos on a new build or something, you bet that I will be there and report that to you. So totally. But I hope they will do events. They had some events planned for when the game was still coming out in November, but that of course changed. So yeah, I think they had like something in the UK planned, and then they delayed the game, so they moved that as well. So I totally think that they will have those opportunities, but I'm not sure if they will be before launch. But when of course we hear something, we will let you know. And Jetlaner is saying, I hate that filter. Well, we learned that they are looking into it and that we can likely turn it off. And by the way, to round this out, the poll kept going. 800 votes. 839, which is a lot.
Wow.
52% says, how you're feeling about Assassin's Creed Shadows? Amazing. 35% says, I'm feeling great, but not fully convinced. 9% says, not great. 4% says, really bad. So that is it. Thanks everyone for watching. Next week, Joyce will be here with Frankie Boy if he's back and recovered from his dark place that he like, you know, when you like finish a TV show and then you're like, what am I gonna watch now?
Yeah, what am I doing now?
That is what's happening with Frankie right now. He's like, I don't know if I can call him Frankie. Let's just call him Frankie Boy. What am I gonna do now for these 2 months while we wait? So hopefully he's recovered next week. We will let you know. And in the meantime, I will of course be doing a lot of like Shadows videos. Joyce will be working on those as well. So keep an eye out. And we already did one on the good and bad news with some new info for if you haven't watched it yet. So check that out on the main channel. And of course, we will speak to you very soon. Thanks a lot for watching.